Welcome to the NXT review. We are the Dadley Boyz of What Culture. I'm Adam Wilborn, joined by Michael Hamflett and Michael Sidgwick, here to review everything that happened on last night's episode of NXT. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round of the week complete with a very good quiz, of course, on WhatCulture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick to review last night's NXT. What a show this was!
Yeah, sorry. Before we get into it, I don't want to alienate the listeners who can't see the T-shirt immediately, but you are wearing an incredible "We Are One." It looks like a WhatCulture branded T-shirt. The design's incredible.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, where'd you get that?
Well, I had the hookup. Do you want the link?
I'll have the link, Ski.
Maybe get your hands on one of these later on this week, perhaps. It is a week of celebrations after all, Sidge. We are one. And later on today, we are going to be doing a live stream, watching videos that the fans have suggested. And then, having seen the list of them, there is quite the selection coming your way. 2 p.m. GMT today on the WhatCulture Wrestling podcast YouTube channel, of course, celebrating 1 year of that. Also, later on this week, the best of the Collision Cups. We had the best of the Dead Man went out yesterday.
Sure did.
And on Friday, a Get the Table for 3, as well as some more surprises coming your way later on this week. But yeah, thanks for the compliment there, mate. But thoughts on NXT, Hamflett?
The stream feels like a nice thing to go in lockstep with this review because the power's back, isn't it?
Did it ever go away?
That's been my worry for much of 2024.
Was it ever there?
that's less of a concern to me. I thought this was terrific. I had such a fun time with this episode. I've missed this feeling. I don't know if... I don't know why. I'm looking forward to reviewing this to sort of work out why I enjoyed this as much as I did. I have none of my fears for the state of the men's division have really been alleviated. Actually, one maybe there was a development I was surprised by it. But at the top of this card, real bad. But stipulations, nonsense, potential for sex having. I just feel like some weeks this year NXT has lost its groove, and this was one of the weeks where it found it. And I felt early on, and then I just big smile on my face for the 2 hours. Good stuff, this.
I will say that I hate virtually every episode of NXT.
Yeah.
I will say I found this more fantastically awful than drab crap.
Okay.
So I think that's why you two might have liked it.
Yeah, that's a fair point. A bit like Hamflett with Papa H. Shawn Michaels gave me a million things to get excited about on this show. I won't run through them all, but I will cherry pick some of my favourite ones, which you can probably guess already. But let's start at the beginning of this show. And it's weird to be in such a good mood with this show, because considering I am a dog, and usually the last thing that happens on a show affects my mood. Yeah. And, well, what an ending it was. Anyway, we'll get there. The show opens. There's best mates, Vic and Booker. Just loving being together, as always. And we see a shot of the... Sorry.
I will forget this, because I can't even remember in which match he said it. Did you catch Booker T doing his impression of John Cena saying ruthless aggression?
Yes.
Oh my God. Are you all right, Booker? Are you all right, Booker?
It's closer to Vince's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We all remember how he said it, Book.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
No.
Wasn't it? It was just in response to like
someone firing up or something.
Yeah. It was like that. Shut up, Vic. It's because they got ruthless aggression. Remember that? Big idiot.
His champagne
wishes in caviar dreams.
Is he on a retainer to say that every week?
Apparently, is it not from Love Boat or something?
I don't know. Yeah, it's his now.
He loves it.
It's Booker T's now, isn't it? Yeah. Aye. Yeah, they've stood up. It's like an unusual sort of intro for the two, like it's an old style of like commentators by the ring, and they almost get into a fight there. They've not even made it to the commentary table.
He basically says, "Shut up, Vic." First thing he says, "We're here, big night, Book. Shut up, Vic. Hey, here we are."
It's about survival, and I'm feeling that right now.
What was the one that was the other day when he was someone was getting beaten up, and Vic was like having to live vicariously through one of the wrestlers. I prefer it like this, Booker. Wish I could do that to you.
It's where he says like he's trying to get the line. He's either got it written down or he's getting fed, and he's got the line like so and so and so and so is making a statement. Book, I'm trying to make a statement here. Oh shit, so and so's making a statement. Like the frustration is boiling over. I like it. It's part of the vibe.
Yeah,
I had a real flashback to old NXT as well, watching Tyson, Jake Paul at the weekend, because Morrow was on there, and him and Roy Jones Jr. just could not get on the same page. Roy Jones Jr. was talking about Mike Tyson biting his gloves when he had his guard up, and the conversation was, Roy Jones Jr., obviously experienced boxer, was like, I don't like the look of that. I don't know why he's doing that. That's a bad sign for me. His legs are gone as well, and all this. He's 58 at the end of the day. And Morinello was trying to say, I appreciate what you're saying and your experience there, Roy, but I've been watching Mike Tyson fights for many decades, and that's kind of like almost a tick that he has. That's the conversation. They had that every single round, and I was like, I get it, guys. Let's move on. But
Morinello trying to do the head of talent relations Attitude Era Jim Ross thing, where he's like, well, I've taken a pretty big payday and I'm being given quite a lot of responsibility, but my credibility is in tatters if I put this over. Like a little tacit burial every round because he knew he was watching. Because I watched that. My experience of that fight was, it's on Netflix, great. It's just on my telly right now. Watch the entrances and then the bell rings within 10 seconds. I'm like, well, he's 58 and he's a YouTuber and I hate boxing. What have I done here? The hype has got me. So I'm just fast forwarding, looking for the finish. And it just keeps going. And every time I unpause it, I hear like Morinello saying something like, it's not been a great fight. It's like fast forward, like more and more. And he must have like dropped one of those in again for his own credibility. He's a boxing commentator as well, occasionally or a fight guy like that.
Yeah, he'd occasionally throw in like, well, maybe we'll see a shot from Mike Tyson's past to win this. We all know that's not coming.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, NXT opens, like you say, with Vic and Booker, and we see the audience and everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people have got the Chase U stuff on. There's a big groundswell of support, quite rightly, for Andre
They look like
Chase.
empty seats at first glance.
Yes. Uh-oh, that's not a great sign.
Giving WrestleMania 12.
Yeah.
Because in the Arrowhead Pond, Anaheim, the seats are red, and I know this because people emptied them during the Iron Man match.
I had 60 minutes to stare at them because I didn't get anything off Brett and Sean. Yeah. What's going on in that corner? That's the first time I noticed they had the Mighty Ducks logo banner hanging.
Yeah.
It was like, just something to look at, innit? Like there.
Anything. I'll take anything at this point.
Still in the hammerlock, are you? Yeah. Great cardio. The roof looks nice. Something about that building, because they went back to that for WrestleMania 2000. That stunk and all.
Aye.
But the first match...
Maybe the Fed's just bad. Maybe it's not the arenas, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe the Fed on occasion is capable of being bad.
That 2000 pay-per-view run. Like WrestleMania was
Principal Skinner.
the one-off, wasn't it?
Aye.
Is it me? No, it's the stadium.
Is it the Fed? No, it's the arenas that are bad.
I'm telling you what, it wasn't that run.
But we have
Rumble no way out. Mania, Backlash, Judgment Day. It's like everything was class. Mania. It was a Turkerino.
It was a Turkerino.
Like an all-time run.
Absolute 100% certified Turkerino WrestleMania 2000 ski.
Don't do it.
Can you have conditional Turkerinos? Like conditional goated?
Nah, a Turkerino is a Turkerino, and the thing is, you can bargain for the quality of a Turkerino, but it's just a Turkerino. Like I remember, so I was really, 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 really into Planet's champion Daniel Bryan.
Yes,
it's the last time I think looked at WWE and was like, this, whatever happening in front of me is one of the best things I've ever seen.
And Mania Clash at the Castle.
Yeah. Live is different.
Okay.
Live is TV fed, and they had the match at the Rumble. The TLC one will forever go underrated because the one that counts was it's terrible. I was like, you know what? If you put this move for move, the Hammerstein, it's an amazing match. They just got it wrong. It was just a really dull match. Odd.
I think a conditional Turkerino should be a rematch of a bad match. I think
Jimmy versus Jay, like they're talking about.
Jimmy versus Jay, conditional Turkerino. Britain Mercedes now. If they book the rematch, the two big stars, it's like a conditional Turkerino.
It's a Turkerino until it isn't.
Yeah, you've earned that now. You've got that status. You've got to try and shake it. Jimmy versus Jay 2, like probably the conditional Turkerino. It's their job to no longer wear that.
Anyway, NXT starts with the United Survivor qualifier featuring the tag team, one of the tag team champions. Before the match starts, we see the tag champs, those being, of course, Axiom. And
when I'm cleaning windows,
walk into the ring, and Axiom's worried about tag team chaos, as we saw last week. But Nathan Fraser's focused on this qualifier, and he says, I'm not worried. And then who should appear behind them but Gallus?
I was worried then.
And Axiom says, I'm worried.
Yeah, I'm worried I have to watch them in a match.
But it was Nathan Fraser versus Eddie Thorp. And we kept seeing, as this match was going on, more and more tag teams appearing in the crowd or slowly.
They love this, don't they? They're over there. But they're over there. They're over there. And then we run out of places for them to be, but they're everywhere.
They're getting closer.
Is this the weirdest booked division ever? Right. The tag team champions are consensus best tag team in North America that hate each other and have been teasing a split for so long now that they've split up like 4 other teams along the way.
Yeah, but our kryptonite for other tag teams.
Yeah, the Grim Reapers.
Yes.
And in the meantime, they're like so far above everybody else that they've turned the rest of the division. They can't get along to save their lives, but they've turned the rest of the division feral, and they're just fighting idiots.
Yeah.
Like the entire rest of like so far away from them, from their level.
Ava's losing control. She started this. She said, go and show me.
You know what they need to do? Get Samoa Joe in.
He could sort this chaos out, couldn't he?
A reference that will fly over everyone's head because no one watched NXT in 2021.
Correct.
Even though the engagement account said that it was still goated.
And they've like highlighted like a sort of a big sign-in, like it's this NXT attempt for like a little bit of like ball Noah credibility, like with like bringing in Nomura from Noah, and it's like, you know where he needs to go? In this division with Josh Briggs.
Yeah.
Like, all the tag teams fighting each other, ignore all that, because we've got a good wrestler over here with a big lad, and they're going to fight the team.
I liked, so they'd be like, there's Gallus, there's Stax and Luca Cristofino, there's, the best one was, I think it was OTM was in the Eagles Nest, and they were like, let's check in on OTM in the Eagles Nest. They've disappeared. And then they're all obviously there at ringside, scouting one of the tag team champions, not even in a tag match. Okay. But at one point, yes, Nathan Fraser got distracted by Gallus. And that allowed Eddie Thorpe to get in with a suplex and a 2 count. There's a double crossbody, and it's like, the tag teams are getting closer to the action as we go to a break. When we come back, they're all there. It's a lumberjack match, basically. Thorpe comes off the ropes. Fraser trips him. There's a springboard, inverted atomic drop, and a standing moonsault for a nice 2 count. Eddie gets a takedown off the top rope and a brainbuster for a near fall after another Nathan Fraser. What's going on over there with the tag teams? Distraction. Eddie Thorpe falls to the outside, though, and then that is the catalyst, apparently, for all the tag teams to have a fight. Nathan Fraser dives onto everyone. Eddie slams Fraser, though, into the ring and takes out his tag team partner who's come out, Axiom. But this allows... Thank you. This allows Fraser to recover. Twist of fate, Phoenix Splash, 1, 2, 3. Tag teams keep brawling whilst Nathan Fraser qualifies.
Yeah, you've missed the lead there. The Phoenix Splash, and him right in the face.
Well, yeah.
right in the bracket. So hopefully he's okay. Havlet usually goes first, but I want to say something here. I don't want to be heartbreaking, the worst person you know just wants to know where the wrestling is. You know, I don't want to be that guy. But I mean... Because I'm pretty certain I'll see a quote-unquote good match tonight, and then maybe on Thursday as well if I look hard enough. But I mean, Nathan Fraser's class. And I kind of just, when he's in the ring, I just kind of want to watch him in the ring because he's amazing. And then it was a complete distraction from a Nathan Fraser match. So the booking's kind of terrible. We all know this anyway, don't we? I thought I'd get him. There's a sequence where it's like he's actually using his momentum and how rapid he is and how great he is at flipping and flying. Like, a strategy. He's just an amazing pro wrestler. Like, when he does that sort of jump off the ropes, then the 1-2 somersault handsprings or whatever they are, and then he lures the opponent in and then drops them headfirst on the turnbuckle. Just looks amazing. That backwards springboard backflip into the DDT. It's like he's using it to get an advantage, his immense athletic gifts. He's an incredible pro wrestler, other than the finish, which was pretty terrifying. His timing is just absolutely incredible. It feels like he's one of the best high flyers in the world, because even the very best ones sometimes do a move where it's like, you just wait for me and I'll get you, and I'll do the move on you. Just wait 2 seconds and we'll do it together. He just doesn't have that feeling where people are waiting for him to get into position to pull off his moves. He's a phenomenal pro wrestler, and the booking here, I couldn't see the funny side of it, because just let him do it.
Yeah.
I know you don't let anyone do it, but you let him do it more often than not, and it's exhilarating in the context of WWE, because you see it's so seldom that you see actually electrifying pro wrestling. So when you get this tease of it, and it gets ruined by Gallus, I get really annoyed.
It was totally overwhelmed. Like, as if it wasn't clear from your recap, it was completely overwhelmed by the booking here. And as a result, my mind wandered, and I was thinking, they couldn't do the stupidest and most insane and potentially most brilliant because it's NXT thing here, could they? They're not offering you, walk with me, a third Iron Survivor.
Oh my
In
God.
the tag division. You cannot do
Ambassador, you're spoiling us.
You cannot do 3 on a show, but could you? Because I was looking
Shawn
at
Michaels
this,
could.
Yeah, and I was looking at this going, well, is that where this ends?
Jesus.
Like, you put them in a situation where this is what they do anyway.
Third Iron Survivor.
What a terrible...
It's literally
card.
my Christmas coming early, that is.
You got 3 Iron Survivor
I
matches.
actually believe him this time.
Yeah. Like,
So
probably...
you agree, you lie the rest of the time.
No.
All right.
Almost got it.
But just because there's not enough teams to qualify, but there's enough to justify the match. Is this there? Like, Ava's sort of, I've tried everything by doing nothing. Because she set this up by...
I don't know what's caused this, apart from me saying go out there and fight and prove
Yeah.
that you're the best tag team.
And, obviously it was to service the 2 separate... Like, the Nathan Fraser and Eddie Thorp stuff did get forwarded as a result of the way all this played out. So it wasn't completely without narrative merit. But I was just like, these all look like complete idiot loser dweebs. But suddenly in an Iron Survivor match where they're doing this for the number 1 contendership, you're like... maybe 2 wrestlers in it, 4 wrestlers in the penalty box at the same time.
the penalty box.
2 teams in the penalty box. Maybe. I don't know.
I will say this, Iron Survivor, 3 announced so far.
Yeah.
If they get the remaining 2 correct, this match could be absolutely sensational.
Both are looking pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, the men's in particular is looking phenomenal.
Speaking of phenomenal,
Oh my God.
the first of many brilliant Andre Chase vignettes, sort of signaling the beginning of the end, basically. He's gathered the class together. He talks about how Chase U was intended to be a place where people belonged, and it's turned into what it is now. He said, look, Chase U's at stake here, of course, but this university was built on risks. Started with me and Thea Hale. Don't mention Buddy Hayward. And built from there. They got an MVP in Duke. Thea got her first win. They've spliced in some of the footage as well here. They sold out a calendar twice due to the consequences of my own actions. But still, they saw Riley Osborne break out. Thea won a battle royal to fight for the title. They won tag team gold, of course. The lessons they've shared, the moments they've made are a part of them. They're never going away. I'll be damned if I let anyone take away my family. I'm going to right all of Ridge's wrongs tonight and become the number 1 contender.
I enjoyed these across the night, actually. They were very, very silly, but that's been Chase U's charm from the off.
Yeah.
If you're at all charmed by it, which I know, can cut both ways.
I mean, it's like the November reign of NXT. Like, I don't really care about this, but, I've had some fun with the lore of this podcast about NXT rather than NXT itself, and it was the end of an era. I watched it and I was just like this.
It sold me on the
I
shirt.
don't really care.
Yeah.
I want the shirt if it appears on discount. Is any kicking around in like a bargain bin?
That says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah. If there's any like kicking around in like a bargain bin over WrestleMania weekend at one of those superstores, I'm like, I'll chase your shirt. I'll have one, thanks. Like, what do I prefer? Do I want the black and red or the red and both good?
The black and red.
Well, there was
I
the
like
blue
the
one,
away
wasn't
kit.
there? Once.
There was the blue one, yeah, from the magical entrance.
I like the away kit.
Yeah.
There's a vignette to set up another Iron Survivor qualifier next week. It's about Julia talking about coming to America, how it's very different, but she's enjoying it. She's learning a lot about American culture, and NXT learning about her. She talks about beginning with no martial arts experience, just learning how to fight on the street. She bite, she scratch, she claw, and that's why the fans of Japanese pro wrestling described her as the Beautiful Madness. But she will qualify for the Iron Survivor, win the match, and see Roxanne Perez soon. We cut back from this to see Kalani Jordan, but she's not alone, actually. She was with Ava's 2 assistants, one of whom I know is Stevie Turner. The other one's name actually escapes me.
This is Fallon Henley, right?
No.
No, shut up, man. Who was with them?
Kalani Jordan's there, Stevie Turner's there, and the other assistant's
it's Rob Stone. I just got confused. I thought we'd team him up for a bit.
Oh, no, not yet.
I don't really pay attention to the names.
I think that's legitimately why they just throw the graphics.
Yeah,
Don't they? You're in a backstage segment, it's happening live, and somebody's got a job of get the name ready, get the graphic ready, boom, up.
So Kalani says she wants to compete against the best. Tell Ava I want to face Julia in the Iron Survivor qualifier. And then for whatever reason, this storyline keeps continuing. They both go, I'll go and tell her first.
Yeah, they like it. They seem like content.
What's the point of it?
Yeah, doesn't seem to have any payoff in mind, really, does it? Wacky assistant.
Good match, though, to look forward to next week.
Yeah, one of the best in that. Well, it's a bit of a proving ground for this, all the big talk about the division, isn't it? Because I think we can see through some of that as just wrestling hyperbole. There's a lot of women in the division. There's a few good ones, and the representation is better than main roster WWE, AEW. There's certain elements of the brag that are true, but I don't know if the quality is there, and I think this is a perfect test of that. I think Kalani Jordan's had a good year, real progression. Julia, a 50-50 start to life, I would say. Feels credible, but you're kind of waiting for that big singles match that she can hang a hat on. Good test of them both.
Speaking of the Iron Survivor, a qualifier next in the women's division. It was Jada Parker versus Stephanie Vaquer. To take us to a break, Vaquer hit a head scissors, dived at Jada Parker, but Jada caught her, hit her with a backbreaker, and then hit a teardrop in the ropes to take us to a break. When we come back, there's a double knee strike to Jada Parker, and she does that spot where she wraps her legs around her head and smashes her head into the ring, which I know you like, Sige.
Yeah, it's great.
That gets a 2 count. Vaquer, it went for a powerbomb. Jada countered, hit a Falcon Arrow, and then, in more of our favourite NXT lore, who should appear at ringside but a ghost from Jada Parker's past? Lola Vice, but she's not come alone. She's brought one of the 3. It's not Ass. It's not Crowbar. She's got Brick with her.
Are you out of your f***ing mind, Crowbar?
I've seen enough ass in this match to last a lifetime, Brick.
And this obviously distracts Jada Parker.
So many arse moves at the moment in NXT. Look, a knowing amount of arse related moves.
Yeah.
He knows what he's
Yeah, well, she's setting her up for the hip attack finish. But yeah, Lola Vice is there just tossing a brick between her hands.
Pet Brick.
So was that the idea of bricks don't hurt me? just point her ass. This got business done, didn't it?
Should have a crowbar.
Right.
If Crowbar was there.
Out of your f***ing mind, Crowbar?
I tell you when it's over, ass.
Vaquer hit a super kick and double underhook backbreaker to get the 1, 2, 3 and qualify for the Iron Survivor.
Go on.
No, not a bad match. Not a bad match.
I mean, it was pretty bad.
The finish, right? I couldn't tell if there was a bit of a communication issue, bit of cooperation, or an attempt at dead selling. I don't know. But I quite liked it. The struggle that she got her up anyway, and it was almost on my knees here, boom, drop you. Just the way she sort of slumped into the backbreaker, I thought was quite effective, even though by wrestling standards, you're I know that's not right what I'm watching, but it looks worse. It looks more dangerous for it. Stephanie
Vaquer's great.
She's levels above. She is levels above at the moment.
She is. I think Jada Parker's pretty okay by the standards of we've had 2 pages on Cage Match, so you can't really critique them one way or the other because it's not fair. But this submission move when she was trying to torque the arm by using her ass cheek. Did this happen?
Yeah.
And it just looked really bad.
It feels like a performance center class at the moment, honestly. Air stuff.
How to use your air.
Yeah.
So if you remember the emancipation of John Moxley, that episode of Talk is Jericho, I remember when that dropped, it was I listened to it on the way into work and I was like, no, because I have to do other work. It's I just want to. Can I just do the transcript for this? So I have to listen to the rest. And I'm worried about going on Twitter for spoilers. People are worried about freaking. Breaking Bad's finished, or the Avengers is out. What's going to happen? I have to go off Twitter for this. I was I want to hear the burials from John Moxley's mouth. I don't. And I kind of have to. God, what a day! What a day that was. Anyway, on said podcast, amongst numerous other just incredible sound bites and revelations, and this picture painted of this company's even worse than you possibly could have thought creatively. It's like, this is amazing. I've been saying all this, and now Moxley's saying it better.
Yeah.
He said, do not ever, this is obviously it's an old regime. He said, do not ever let them know that you have a shred of comedic timing, because that's what you'll do. That is what you'll do. Happened to Ambrose. Like Paul White's got a pretty deadpan turn of phrase, and I mean, he kind of got screwed by that as well. It's happened frequently. If you go into NXT and you've got a cake, you have to incorporate it into your moveset. Yeah. It's a part of who you are. It's a part of you all. It's a part of you all. It's a part of you all. If you got a cake, man, it's your birthday every day.
That's good humour.
It's all good stuff.
Ahead of the mixed tag, I think this was some sort of tie-in with the C-Dub to promote football, I think, basically, because we see one of the two tag teams, Brindley Reese and Dion Lennox, although I don't think he was wearing his glasses, so I was confused to who it was.
Could it possibly be?
They're in Oregon State gear, and they do an awkward, it's game time illusion.
It's going to be every week, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be one a week.
It's going to be like, the Lakers and what was the classic one?
Oh, the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
I think it
Put
was.
a picture of thingy with the devil horns.
Yeah.
Subtle.
Every week.
Anyway, after that, we see a video posted by the women's champion, Roxanne Perez. She's at the beach. She's having a day off. She says, good luck to the Iron Survivor qualifiers. You're going to win the chance to lose to me. And then, wouldn't you know it, who else is at the beach? Should have bloody known. Sol Ruka's there.
I hate wrestling so
I thought you'd like this.
It's perfect, wasn't it?
Why'd she post it? It's her video.
She's
I'm not doing that. She's made a mug of me.
She's got to possibly be live streaming because she made it clear that she was having a day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For God's sake, she made me look like a mug. Post.
Every wrestler locked in a feud with one another will just exist in the exact same space, like just regardless. Give us a wrestler.
Stacks.
If you're Stacks, right, and you fly...
I can't imagine that, but okay.
Yeah.
And you fly to the f***ing moon. And you go, I'm calling out you, Frank Gotch. Then, sure as hell, Frank Gotch, dead, would get up in a little rocket to the moon, because that's just how often this happens.
Could do a tag match with
It's
Cameron Grimes.
mandatory.
They're still up there.
Mandatory.
I will say...
Cameron Grimes in the window of his rocket, remember that?
I will say this. That's on Roxanne Perez. She's gone to her house. She's gone to the beach.
The beach. Do you know how many beaches are on Florida?
It was either that or toxic.
What are the
Toxic Attraction nicked her shoes. So she couldn't leave the beach.
that or toxic attraction.
What are the chances?
Didn't even look like a nice day to go to the
No.
beach.
Where have you got? You got yourself, busy schedule as champion. Deadline coming up. There's always a pay-per-view around the corner. Rumble season, because you might be getting called to the main roster. So you need a break now. You get yourself on holiday. Where are you going? Probably the beach where I live. Treat yourself. You're the champ.
But following that, it was the highly anticipated match between Tony Deangelo and Brooks Jensen. Obviously, the tag team from the family, busy fighting all over the place. But the Riz is there in Tony's corner, and of course, Sean Spears is in Brooks Jensen's corner.
He actually walks to the ring doing the Egyptian hands now. You know what?
What's he plotting?
Yeah, that's it. I'm always watching.
God.
There was a nice homage to the UFC from the weekend. I caught Booker T yelled at me just in case I was unaware. The bit where Brooks has got like a choke or a headlock on him. Brooks is on Tony D's back to get the sleeper on. That's what I should say. And Tony jumps backwards. That's exactly what Michael Chandler did to Charles Oliveira, and similarly did not get out of the choke over the weekend. But he goes into the ropes to get rid of Brooks, but he sort of crotches himself as well. He tweaks his knee as well, I should mention, at some point in all this. He also goes for a spine buster, but gets counted into a long blower from Brooks for a near fall. But in the end, after a kick to the face from Brooks, Tony D comes back with a huge spine buster for the 1, 2, 3. Post-match, Sean Spears comes in and offers him a handshake. But that was all a ruse. And there's a chop block to the injured, slightly tweaked knee of Tony D. They're injuring him. And this will lead to something a little bit later on.
Just a second in 2 days after Street Trash of like, got a pretty evil plan, but you can't get on my level. Attack him after the match. Like, Sean Spears, what's your idea, brain genius? Or just deck him when he's not looking. Whoa.
Also, what if he hadn't tweaked his knee during the match?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do anything.
Yeah, put the plan on ice. Wait another 6 years go by. Ooh, get him. Nothing at all to this match, but I mean, it's Tony D and Brooks Jensen. I go in expecting even less than that. Tony D has gotten that spine buster over, and it looks the business, and he's beating Obafemi with it. Like, it's I'll buy it now. Immediately everybody races to friggin' Arn Anderson on Shawn Michaels at the Survivor Series something. It's not, but he's got this thing. He's got it's Braun Breaker's spear before they've told him slow it down.
Slow it down, you're screwing around too much.
Some real impact on that. And Brooks Jensen's not a small man as well, so he's doing it. Yeah. Like the Obafemi one's more like, Jesus Christ, that's some. He's done well to get him up there, but it makes him look bigger and more dominant when he hits that. I will give him that.
I can't remember.
It was kind of nothing except for the post-match, this, to be perfectly honest. But something I could not take my eyes off was the other mixed tag team I'm talking about, Ashanti the Adonis and Carmen Petrovic getting ready. They're in the other team's gear and saying that their opponents are going to lose like OSU are on Saturday. Again, no idea. But Ashanti says, you look good in that, actually. Carmen's like, you look good too. And I'm like, yes, go on. Kiss.
Just watch some pornography. You can either watch, if you want to watch, right, we've been through this before, but I'll hold your hand through it, okay?
Okay.
Unless the referee gets in the middle.
Right, okay.
Don't spoil it.
If you want to watch, a bit of romantic tension, and if they're going to get together or not, there's a genre, rom-com.
Okay.
If you want to watch the actual, they're doing the act, they are going to have full sex with each other, there's pornography.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks. Carmen says, come on.
What if you want all of that and some pro wrestling?
Yes,
you watch
exactly.
NXT.
Yeah.
Well, you watch one and then the other and then...
Carmen says, come on, let's go out and win together. And Shanti's like, here we go.
Mm-hmm. What would you do, genuinely, if, wrestlers from NXT have this will they, won't they? What if they just start shagging in the middle of the ring or whatever? Okay.
I like that one for a while. Lexis King's backstage.
It's an impressive penile refractory period.
Yes.
Does it sound like you nutted and then got a boner straight away?
This, by the way, was the best.
See why she wanted the green card.
Good law. More on that coming Friday.
Yeah.
Before you do this,
before we move on.
The reveal forthcoming in the between this and the Rob Van Dam and Ava are best friends. NXT have found one of the new favourite things, haven't they? I was pissing myself and I screenshotted it and sent it straight to Andy Murray when the reveal came here. Good news, mate. I'll keep tabs on your fame in NXT.
Yes, Lexis is talking about how he didn't get off to the best start, but he's trying to be the best Lexis King he can be, and his efforts are starting to pay off. Who's he talking to?
Inamura. What?
And Inamura gives him a thumbs up.
Yeah. It's good. Nice one. Keep it up.
And Lexis King leaves, and Josh Briggs is like, what's that about? And Inamura says, I don't know, but NXT's crazy. And then we see all the tag teams battling backstage, and this is kind of crazy.
Inamura loves to have fun.
He loves to have fun.
I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh, where are they going with this Lexis King thing? Maybe it's Regal again or something. And they want that big sort of pop, that big moment. It's just does Inamura just get to work? I just walk around until a fight happens, and then sure enough, one does. Josh Briggs sidles up to him. Welcome home, kid.
This is
just awful.
Oh yeah, this is abysmal.
Brilliant.
I don't understand the gag, so he's got a pretty good grasp of English.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So why can you not understand Lexis King?
Who can?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, but he's got a good grasp of English, but nobody's got a good grasp of Lexis King.
Yeah,
He's just too focused on, what the hell's that on your face?
Yeah.
How do you get your beard to do that every week?
There's a fight in a warehouse happening.
That's so fake. Like the most fake crap ever. I don't know how you stomach this every week.
Maybe we need to get in the mix. Josh Briggs there is good mate.
You've got crap food takes.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
Because this is like the most fake, relentless thing of all time, this NXT program. Would you just sit there with a jar of sweetener at your desk and just get the powder into your mouth over and over again? Because that's what I feel like watching this. Just this fake, artificial stuff that I've been ingesting week after week that makes my spirit like really, really full and gross.
can I have something fake and artificial that I like? Because yes, like sweetener, I don't like sweetener or sugar, really. I like sugar when it's already in things. I think we can see that. But like, I tend not to add sugar to stuff or sweetener. Like,
Not even on a bit of Weetabix. That's nice. Yeah.
I suppose I don't have Weetabix very often. It's
What you have for, you have, yeah.
I have, yeah.
We've-
It's time to play the game! Time to play the game! Ha 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 ha!
What does Hamper have for breakfast?
I mean, look at me, Greg's. But like when I'm having cereal, I don't tend to have time.
I'm always going to go toast because bread.
I'm away too early in the morning to have breakfast at home, and I don't like having cereal at work. 'Cause it's a bit sloppy and noisy and awkward.
Let's go in the kitchen.
Yeah, I know. But then it's
Who'd eat a breakfast at the desk?
I don't think it's the most social food cereal.
I don't hear you slurping.
Exactly. Nobody does. So, but I typically, as a result, that's why I end up having one of them little like porridge gimmicks. Breakfast cereal currently in.
It's a similar principle. You're still spooning fluid into your mouth.
It's noiseless.
No, it isn't.
Actually,
no, it isn't.
it is
noiseless.
Actually, that porridge is a good example because it's like I'm into this like they've got a special offer on those ambrosia golden syrup ones at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm into them. It's like a rice pudding porridge mix. And when you were just talking about fake slop or whatever it was you said, just pots and I could go for that. I wouldn't want a big pile of sweetener, but if you like a bucket of porridge that I could just work through per day, I could do it.
Why did you pick a bucket?
I was trying to think of a big receptacle. a trough of porridge. I could absolutely. That would like.
Morning, Hamlet.
I could eat.
Salmon, the ultimate warrior, he's porridge.
I wish I was more like the warrior because at least he just crushed the biscuits rather than shoved them in his gob. Like, I could eat. This is part of my food thing because I really.
Disorder.
Yeah, it is a disorder.
Yeah.
Because I really, it's the Fed. Because I love what I
I'm
love.
trying to be sensitive.
All things can be true. It is a disorder, and in my case, it's quite funny.
It's just a bucket. I've still got the bucket image in my head.
I could eat it day after day after day and not get bored. It's the Fed thing is that extends to other stuff.
Yeah.
Like people don't like the same dinner 2 days in a row. Like fair enough if you've batch cooked or whatever and you've got some left, but like especially 2, 3, 4 days in a row. If it was just something I liked, yeah, every day, no bother.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get bored of it. That your slop example, I could is the answer to your question.
Yeah.
Just not sweetener. Don't really like sweeteners.
Here's something. I've got like I think similar cereal tastes as you in the morning, and it's almost embarrassing because we've got in our cereal selection in the Sidgwick Casa de Sidgwick at the moment is Weetabix,
Okay.
caramelized Biscoff little
Yep.
balls.
The Aldi ones.
The Aldi ones.
Yeah.
And then also from Aldi, I don't know if they have this in the States, and I know there's more than 2 countries, but you know those like craze cereals where this will put you off a little bit, but the shape and the texture is almost like the kind of little biscuity treat you would give your cat in terms of the shape.
Yeah, it's a pillow.
Little pillow,
Yeah, yeah.
basically.
It's my favorite. It's maybe my all-time favorite cereal.
They do.
Oh, I know which one you mean,
There's
yeah.
an Oreo version of that in
Yeah.
Aldi now,
Ooh.
and my kids have the Weetabix, and I have the other stuff.
The colouring on that, like, so it's that dark brown Oreo colour, and just the white cream. Oh, I love that. I love every version of the craze, but they're good. The hazelnut ones are my favourite versions. Then.
All right, I do love the caramelized biscuit cereals. So good.
Aldi did a
Really
good.
nice, yeah.
Oh, it's slush.
Did a good knockoff for the Reese's ones a little while ago as well, like the peanut butter balls.
Yeah.
But like Aldi did a good knockoff. Yeah, like kids cereals are better than adult ones. I don't like Weetabix. I find them to be like they require too much milk.
Yes, they're a
Like,
milk waster. They're a milk
waster.
waster.
And I remember this from my first year at university when we had to, between 10, share 2 stand-up fridges, so you had a shelf in a fridge, so you could only buy a pint of milk or a couple of pints of milk in those pint bottles. And
Takes up most of it.
I learned a lesson the hard way because I was like, right, it's Weetabix Day, it's cheap cereal, you get a big sleeve of them, stick a couple in. That's on my milk. That's on my milk card. Like, so yeah, it's always stuck with me. It's like, you're not getting good milk economy off Weetabix.
Nah.
So, aye.
But very excited for this Inamura lad in NXT.
Some people eat, and
He doesn't care.
I'm thinking about like dry food. I love dry food. Even this is like, I don't think I can get on board with this. I could do the dry crackers thing. Still confident I can break that record.
Why don't you just do it and film yourself?
We're gonna do it. We need to do it.
Get some
on
content out of it. We're doing the podcast channel.
Yeah.
But like
You gonna do any coverage of like Dragon Gate? I know Hamlet's gonna eat some crackers.
yeah. Let's be honest. Which one do people want to watch most? Some people eat Weetabix dry
Insane.
with some spread on, a spread of choice, dairy or butter or whatever. What?
What?
Yep. This is this is a thing. It was like a Twitter thing ages ago. It was like, guys, is this normal or whatever? And it was obviously somebody looking for a bit of validation, and they had the mix of, yeah, love it. Other people were like, what's your problem?
Yeah. What's wrong with
Put them in a bowl of milk, yeah. Like buttered or with some dairy spread on something. I could probably make chocolate. I'm talking myself into it now. I could get like the chocolate spread on it, like all the way, like at least
healthy for you, Weetabix. So
down the sides.
Nutella.
I love buying breadsticks and just getting a jar of
I'm not your therapist.
Nutella.
Since you did this to yourself,
I know.
Like when you were a kid, did you enjoy a choc dip?
Yes.
Oh, I like the choc dip.
Right. Well, the adult version of that is just breadsticks and a jar of Nutella. Like, I'm serious.
There's no adult version of it though. Is
There's
there?
no, and this is often the problem.
Saying this at the checkout.
No, it's like the BFG's version of it. Like the adult eats on the scales wrong. Like you got your choc dip, just a jar of Nutella and the breads and the BFG. You're the BFG.
I'm the big friendly goat, mate, because when you try it at home, you're going to be like, Hamlet was right again. Like, the People's Chef strikes again. Like, it's just choc dips, you get one. When you're an adult now, they're this big as an adult now.
Yeah.
You're talking like, what's that, like 12 inches?
Yeah, something like
Something
that.
like
Yeah.
that. Like, they're not big enough. They're not, like, it's just, you get like 3-4 breadsticks and you realise how small that chocolate pot was all along.
I love that you've just missed out like 3 stages of increments. Like,
Yeah.
From like,
Find me mid-sized
get
breadsticks.
the smallest
Nicholas.
coffee you could possibly get, like a little cortado, and then he's like, "I'll have a triple massive XL coffee, please."
I don't really. Again, this is going to be the third. I mean, look at me, you can see.
Jar of Nutella compared to how small the choc dip is.
I remember once, right? I was talking about something I ate, and you were like, "Is there a war on?" And I was
Yeah,
I can't remember what the thing was, but it sounds about right. I don't understand why, if you are privileged enough, why you would eat or drink things in small quantities. I don't get it. Like, the first time I went to America, the way they do it, especially like in a cafe or a restaurant with the unlimited pop or the top ups of the coffee or the slices of pie, whatever it is, I was like, finally, like, we've been going wrong as a country. Like, we are privileged to have, whether it be the money to buy it ourselves at home or like to be able to go out and eat, and you're just getting like just enough. Or like
until you feel sick.
Yeah, it's got to be an upbringing thing about like finishing your dinner and you've only got so much, so it's like I don't know. It's obviously disordered. I'm just saying, like, I've never really understood why you wouldn't want something in the biggest. Maybe I'm advocating for this bucket of porridge again, but like a giant coffee. Like,
Is this what the tie-in is, that you like porridge and you have that mindset because you watched porridge a lot as a kid?
Nah, porridge stunk. I hated porridge. Yeah, the show I didn't like porridge, but like. But yeah, ready break as a kid, I would always want more than I was allowed to have for breakfast that morning because it was absolutely incredible. It was. Sorry, we're shooting on ready break now. It's
No.
absolutely good, right? But
I want more.
Yeah, I would want, like, why can't like balls be bigger, or why can't sort of like, Alan's big plate in Alan Partridge was like, that makes sense to me. Like carveries.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I want to go again. Premiering breakfast. Yes.
Yeah, they are classed.
Yeah, like actually, when what did Sidgwick describe his favourite era of AEW as? The buffet, right? These are things that people want. You want to be able to gorge, but like, yes, it's not potentially good for your health. Yes, society frowns upon it. I don't see why, as an adult, you can't just make things the biggest versions you want.
I just really like the idea of Like, there's a problem in the checking area, and the person comes over, and you've got breadsticks and a giant jar and a teller, and you go, adult chocolate, isn't it?
So on Photoshop Hamlet as a BFG, please.
Right, let's get back to NXT because we have to talk about this match. Carmen Petrovic and Ashanti the Adonis versus Brindley Reese and Dion Lennox. And they do the thing where it's like, the women are going to start. Oh, no, Ashanti's tagged in. Oh, no, Carmen's tagged back in. And eventually the women start. The men come in later. Dion hits a huge lariat. And then they bring in Brindley Reese and Carmen Petrovic. There's that handspring clothesline from Brindley Reese that looked great. Carmen goes up on Brindley's shoulders but slides out, 2 count. And then Brindley covers Carmen Petrovic, who gets kicked off, almost collides with Ashanti the Adonis, who's on the apron, who says, go on then, give me a little kiss on the cheek. She's like, how dare you, and slaps him. But that distraction has allowed Petrovic to recover. And Brindley Reese turns around to a huge roundhouse kick. 1, 2, 3. All about the post-match, though, as we're going to get into again a little bit later on. They're celebrating. There's the jump into the arms and the little oh, that was a bit much, wasn't it? And we see a replay of the roundhouse kick, and then we come back. And they come do
Yeah. A normal high five first?
Yeah, so they go yeah! And then they do another one, and they go yeah. Like that. And then they hold on.
Like every high five.
They hold hand a little bit too long. It's like, what's about to happen? And then the referee comes in and bloody ruins the whole thing and raises their hands in victory. Sensational.
Oh my God.
Just the way the referee burst in between them. Stop it! No sex, please. We're wrestlers.
Ex-WCPW referee, that.
Who was it?
I think Chris Sharp. I may have misremembered his name there.
Well, that's
lovely man.
That's his biggest moment since WCPW.
Yes,
because that will be a significant chapter point in the story of this and the video package that we get and all this. This is piss funny. It's like
I was making a cup of coffee. Well, so
was it a big one?
No, because there's a few things where, generally everything has to be in the correct proportion. Sorry.
I know, this is it. I'm just a quantity guy.
Yeah, but coffee in particular, you can really completely fundamentally change the taste significantly for the worse if you don't get the proportions correct, right? Don't do it on a big cup first basis. Do it on a ratio of coffee to water, and then you get the best flavor. You don't do that. You just put more water in, don't you?
I just want to...
Just watching his eyes.
Just want to drink more. We have this thing with the coffee machine at work. Where you press it and it feels like one small cup.
Yeah, because it's in proportion.
But then you press it again and you get more, and it tastes...
Explains a lot.
It tastes what?
It tastes like coffee. Nicholas, you're a coffeesman. You're a double presser on that machine, aren't you?
I like a little bit of an extra press. I'm not, but depends how much I want or need, and it also depends because I use oat milk as well, which will also blend with the coffee, so it's a little bit different.
But what Nicholas? What
That's
Nicholas
what they call
does
me.
with that extra press is he basically turns cappuccino, an espresso into a cappuccino, there or thereabouts. You just put more water in until it fills, it gets progressively more light brown, and it fills the top of your oversized mug.
I press the coffee button twice to get 2 full cups, and then I do fill the rest up with the cold water cooler thing that we've got, because then the cup's full.
Okay.
More.
Okay. So anyway, so my current method is get the correct proportion after grinding the beans. 1 minute, a little swirl to break the crust, and then 3 minutes. So I've gone a little bit longer. By the time all that's done, I'm trying to look at my phone on which I'm watching NXT at the same time, but really I care more about the coffee. So by the time it's done, press, the match is done. I don't care to watch it again.
Great match.
You certainly don't need the match, put it like that. No, you're not wrong in that. You caught the important stuff.
Yes, then there's more later on. Ridge Holland's backstage with Sarah Schreiber. And he's saying, I hope you enjoyed your trip down Chase U memory lane. Talks about taking them all out. Andre Chase has got more guts than brains. And after tonight, Thea, Duke, and Riley are going to be floundering without a father figure to hold them down. Which is ironic because, of course, Thea Hale reminds me of his daughter. Chase made the wrong gamble. He's going to Deadline, and Chase U's going to die.
Well, is this the point where you identify that there might have been a slight adjustment to the stipulation or something that will give us...
I think they've always been sort of purposefully vague because it's the end of Chase U as we know it is what they said at the end. Spoilers, everyone. But it's not Chase U has to disappear, but he's not allowed to, I don't know, mentor. So right. So in theory, someone could, I don't know.
It could be in the class next week, but the podium is empty and somebody has to step up.
Maybe. Who knows? And we got a brilliant vignette following that for the Iron Survivor Challenge.
Oh my God.
And then another qualifying match. It was Zarya versus the leader of the Ren QCC, Ren Sinclair. Charlie Dempsey's out there. Ren gets fired up at one point by Charlie being out there and encouraging her. Jumps at Zarya, but Zarya catches her. But Ren escapes, tries for a sunset flip, but it gets slammed into the corner. There's a vertical suplex right into a brainbuster for 2. Zarya's got this in control. And they go to the outside at one point. Zarya chucks Ren back in, but has a bit of a stare down with Charlie Dempsey. And Ren comes flying in through the ropes, sends Zarya back in. Ren hits a big clothesline. There's a drop kick, a double underhook. Zarya counters with a clothesline. Zarya picks her up, but Ren rolls her up out of nowhere for a 2 count. Zarya back up, runs into a back elbow though. Ren leaps over Zarya, then just gets speared out of her shoes. And the F5 effectively from Zarya gets to the 1-2-3 and qualifies her for the Iron Survivor.
Decent matchmaking this, more so than the match itself, realistically, because of Zarya being brand new and Ren Sinclair being this prospect that you've supposedly seen come up the ranks. And like, nah, like she's not yet at Zarya's level. There's like lots that you can just infer from it, which is good because they're immediately trying to push her as one of the big, like heavy hitters in this division, ultimately. So I thought it was pretty useful for both of them in that regard. I don't fully get the Zarya character, but I don't think I hate it quite as much as you said, this intense stuff. She is a bit like out of a comic book, and it's like, it's not quite of this earth, maybe. But then I already feel like it's been toned down quite a lot since the debut.
Yeah.
Like, she was never a magical powers character, but she was almost magic power adjacent. She's up in the gods, and now she's in the ring. But lights on, lights off, the face paint, the faces she was pulling, all that kind of stuff. It does feel like they're scaling that back just to make her like hard as nails, and that's probably the move as well. I think it fits better in this division. You can be a daft cartoon character here more than anywhere else in WWE.
Thanks, Mom. Let's all do it.
But I don't think it was necessarily suiting her to do it. And it felt like, I felt this week in particular, it was a bit of a conscious effort to pull that back because Ren was trying to out-wrestle her. And I was like, you can't. I'm gonna power out with this. I'm gonna
Tiny hope spots.
Yeah. And I'm just going to stop you doing this because I'm stronger and better. So, yeah, decent matchmaking this.
Another good addition to the Iron Survivor.
Yeah. No, like it's a good bit of genuinely a bit of range there because she can come in at a certain interval. It is staggered, and like it's like, oh god. Well, you thought someone had the advantage. No, here's Zarya. I don't have to watch every squash match she ever does. But I mean, I do. I'm contractually
unless you work to
do it. Yeah. Do it on that. Yeah,
good stuff.
Stuff looks all right.
Did you see? You're not going to believe this, right? The indie companies are on the phone to NXT. They're ringing up and they're saying, "Look, you got any? We've got Timothy Thatcher's free. You got any wrestlers kicking around that maybe might be available to do one of these indie matches? Great opportunity for some guy to get the exposure outside, like experience outside of the PC." I think I know just a lot. Actually. You're not gonna. It's the pick Charlie Dempsey.
Wow.
I know.
Okay. Tony D is in the medical room. He's getting checked.
You can't have an indie match. You can't have an indie match. Yeah. You can't have an indie match.
He's getting checked over, obviously, with the injury from the chop block earlier. And
What's he learn off Timothy Thatcher? What's he going to learn off Timothy Thatcher? How to be even more boring. I mean, that's not. I mean, that's not what he needs. That's not what he needs in life. If anything, he'd do an excursion on SNL or something.
That'd be so funny. Like those SNL sketches that have this weird thing. I don't know if we're like shooting on. I don't know how much of an institution it is at this point. Like we've always been told that it's just
shorthand for he needs to be less unfunny.
I was thinking about SNL there because it's like it's what they do have in common with those WWE like sort of backstage vignettes, especially. You ever watching an SNL sketch and we're like, that first version of the joke was great, and it's 4 minutes, and I'm still watching it. And I'm kind of bored, and it's like that's live TV, kid. Like that's WWE training, that isn't it? And pull the face. And pull the face. I'm going to cut. Keep pulling the face.
Pull the face.
Cut. I think you'd be all right.
Well, worth checking out any podcast interviews, though, about when Steven Seagal hosted Saturday Night Live and his pitches for comedy sketches. kicked everybody's ass. Basically, Triple H booking himself on Saturday Night Live, and then I come in, I'm the funniest and beat everyone up. Probably.
Michael Scott and improv.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Triple H is a Steven Seagal of professional wrestling.
Ooh.
That's a great take, and that's yours as well.
Is it? Bollocks.
You just said it.
Right, Tony D's in the medical room. He's getting checked over, and he's angry at the doc who's poking and prodding. He says, "Oh, stop touching me! You want to work with broken fingers or what?" And Ava comes in. She hasn't got the same. She's Rock Daughter, general manager of NXT. And Sid, can you play Ava in this role play? Actually,
I forgot what she said.
She said, "What's going on?"
What's going on?
Stop trying to. You know,
Don't overegg it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Should I do it again?
No, yeah. One more go.
What's going on?
Perfect. Oh, you saw Brooks and Spears did out there? Goddamn snakes. And he's like, stop goddamn snakes. Oh, listen to me. He wants a title match. I want a goddamn title match. I'll do it on one leg. I don't care. Ava then says, Tony, this is just your adrenaline talking.
Sorry, just getting the character. Tony, this is just your adrenaline talking.
Oh, no, it's not. I'll help out there next week. I don't care. It don't matter. Eddie Thorp comes in to complain about the tag teams ruining his qualifier. Ava says she's in the middle of something right now, and then asks the doc how Tony is.
I'm in the middle of something right now. How's Tony?
Oh, I'm fine, all right. Listen to me. I won this match. And Ava says, by all means, if you get cleared.
That sounds a bit too animated. Sorry, line.
By all means, if you get cleared.
By all means, if you get cleared.
And then Eddie Thorpe's kicking off, and she's basically explaining she can't reverse the referee's decision. And Eddie says, all right, interference in Tony's match. He gets what he wants. He gets a title match next week. Now you can't do anything about this. Cool, I get it. And Eddie storms off.
You know when they're told, like, watch tape? The tape Ava chose have the clip on where Triple H is sitting. And just when you think you can't go any slower, slow it down. And that's basically like what her performance is born of. She's following instructions to the letter.
Yeah.
Been taking acting lessons off her dad, I think.
What do you Jumanji?
Actually, you know what? You know,
My jacked son likes that.
does he? You know, you were asking about this t-shirt. I'm going to go and find out about it now, actually. But
Let's do it after the pod, mate.
Well, I just want to make sure, you know, we can get this turned around as fast as possible because there could be, you know, a real surge in demand for these wonderful t-shirts.
I mean,
They're wonderful.
I might allow this actually.
Okay, I'll go off and you talk about this title match being set up for next week.
It's boring. I want to talk a bit more about Jumanji. Do you think one of the reasons why Jack James liked it as much as he did is because he saw The Rock and thought, Hollywood could be for me. He's got he's got a body like mine, Dad.
Maybe. I think it's just a generally good romp. Just a genuinely good romp. And I think it was his first exposure to like the body swap device.
Oh, is there a body swap in it, is there?
Oh, because it's teenagers entering the game and they take on the avatars of, so they get the juxtaposition of the nerd at the high school jumps into the video game and his avatar is The Rock.
Oh, I had no clue that was, I just thought he was helping them through this game or so. I didn't realise there was
that's the conceit.
I didn't know that.
That's awesome. Genuinely.
How's it going, guys? Oh, goddamn snakes, huh? We'll get it next week.
Steaks are the worst.
Maybe I can be the referee, huh? Yeah. Hey, what's up here, by the way? Happy anniversary, huh?
Ah, yes.
Hey, here you are, one and not the only anniversary celebrating today, is it, Amplet?
It is not. Happy anniversary to my wife. Adele, happy anniversary. Thank you very much, Stax. 14 years married today.
14 years.
I don't know how she's done it.
Happy anniversary, Adele. That's a name, right? I heard you mention it at some point. I probably. Actually, you know, I'm just off the top of my old noggin. I got a quick joke for you, a bonus joke, Ziggy. What do anniversaries, toilet bowls, and G-spots have in common?
Don't know. Starting to regret mentioning it to you, those Stacks. Not that much.
Anniversaries, toilet bowl, and G-spots. What they got in common, huh?
worried about my ability to locate them being part of this. I don't know, Stacks.
What do anniversaries, toilet bowls, and G-spots have in common? Some men miss all three.
That's very good.
But anyway, not the only big celebration
Happy anniversary,
today.
love. Yeah,
Happy anniversary,
we'll stick
all
a
that.
film on after this, I promise.
But also, happy Name Your PC Day. Big celebration on Staxy's house. Sid, speaking of which, what's the deal with computers, huh?
Computers are just a device where you can either have, basically, it's in your pockets these days. They just automate things. I mean, I don't know what a good definition of a computer is, Hamlet.
Well, that now, like, it used to be something that had to be in the home, a desktop. This thing you've got right here actually
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, like the Wilborn uses it, you never really need it, do you?
Yeah, it used to just be something,
right, yeah.
in its primitive origins, just something that would allow various processes that you need to do to be automated and that's a lot quicker. But now they incorporate so much of that. Their music players, they have their cinemas.
I like it when the tweet template thing comes along where there's, I think this must be a millennial trait about things that you believe you've got to do on your computer rather than your phone. Do you still have that? Some tasks are not phone tasks. Like I wouldn't book a flight on my phone, even though the website is the same. Like I think that's the only remaining difference is that some things feel like serious business enough to do on a computer.
Yeah, probably. I don't know what it is.
Only difference now.
Yeah. Not to sound like you about make everything about wrestling or your preferred promotion, but whenever I ordered the AEW pay-per-views, it was like that. Do it on computer.
Yeah.
It just feels a bit more receipty.
How are you with watching wrestling on your phone now? I watch so much of it because of
I was watching my
how
phone.
we review stuff. Yeah,
Because
it's
like get up, your phone's there, venture downstairs. It's like my phone's already in my hand.
Yep.
Like, as I'm walking down the stairs, watch wrestling, just load that up and just get into the covers.
sometimes like the kids want the telly and they don't respect the business. So
I'm just used to my phone now.
Stick a sheet telly on, I'll watch it on my phone with an earphone in. Yeah.
Well, you know,
Like booting up the laptop just to get thingy on. That's just easier to do. Yeah. And because I'm criminally uninterested in pro wrestling right now, that if I watched it on like the telly or something and I've got the phone, I just go on Twitter. Yeah. So now that I keep minimizing and maximizing. So there's a way around
and then the video doesn't load back up.
Yeah. So I just watch on my phone.
Well, speaking of computers, you know, it's something you can say about both your computer and your partner. Takes me 3 tries to plug in my stick, huh? 3 questions, 3 jokes for you. Sage, what's the difference between a computer and a woman?
That's the first one. Sige. What's the difference between a computer and a woman? I can turn a computer on.
Yeah.
I never turned on a woman before. Yeah, give me that. Question joke number 2. Alpha, what do you call a singing desktop computer? Picture that. What do you call a singing desktop computer?
Right, okay. Oh, you got it?
I've got it. And he's done this. There's a bit of callback to something he's just done. Adele.
Bingo!
I'm for that trick again. Twice in 2 days.
I know. Cheeky hattie.
I played the audio to Adele, my wife, last night, and on it, like she likes your patter stacks.
Thanks.
But when we got the second joke, I think it was the U2 one was first.
Yeah.
Like just on the hook, just completely on the hook, and then it got really, really vulgar, and crass.
Can't remember that one.
Third one.
Question joke number 3. All good jokes to tell your kids, of course. What do women and modern computers have in common? Question joke number 3.
The women and modern computers have in common. The women. It feels like a 3.
Yeah, it sure does.
A 3. Why does that make sense? You know what I mean? It does. It shouldn't. Women and modern.
He's a polished stand-up at this point. He's got his structure.
Have in common. I
don't know. Well, battery power, maybe. I don't know. Go on, Stacks.
So goddamn close. You wouldn't, but you know.
didn't even venture a guess.
What do women and modern computers have in common? Neither one of them will accept a 3.5-inch floppy. See you later, guys.
It's quite good.
Quite good.
an oldie, but a goldie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That intro on about the stick in it.
Yeah, that was crap, that.
That was weird,
That
wasn't
was best. Anyway.
Bye, Stacks.
All looking good for the t-shirt tomorrow, mate.
Good stuff.
Cool. What have I missed?
Stacks?
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah.
Well, we're still where we were with Tony D, Doctors.
Oh, yeah, we
I've
didn't move on
forgotten all
beyond
about
that.
that.
Yeah.
In fact,
Okay.
if you hadn't have said that, that would have never entered my mind ever again in my life. But wouldn't, would it?
No. A lot of wrestling does that now, doesn't it? You can't imagine that as a kid, can you?
I know.
The women's North American champion, Fallon Henley, walks down to the ring, but she's not alone. The rest of Fatal Influence are there. That's Jasmine Nix and, of course, JC Jane, who says they knew that NXT are the strongest women's division before anyone else. They've always been ahead of the curve.
Kind of the first guy.
They were always on top of it. Fallon talks about getting there by getting to the top of the division by holding a title. Everyone's talking about the Iron Survivor, she says, but they should be talking about what we did last week. Jasmine says, yeah, we shut up Kalani. Fallon's going to be a fighting champion. Open challenge for next week. Who's it going to be, basically? They are initially interrupted by two members of the Metaphor. Got very excited. Lash Legends seemingly offering out the chance to take this open challenge. But then Nikita Lyons walks out. Says, you had your chance at gold at Crown Jewel. I'll fight you next week, Fallon. But here comes the Riz. It's not over. She attacks Nikita Lyons, and there's a big brawl. And all that's left, because Jasmine Nix and JC Jane come out to get involved in it. Fallon Henley is standing alone in the ring when who should sneak up behind her. But Tatum Paxley hit her with a Psycho Blade and grabs the title. She's got the title shot next week, Tatum Paxley.
4 Iron Survivors.
Yeah.
Surely not. Yeah, no. Autopilot booking this, and I was just mourning the fact that the Riz didn't bring a crowbar, so all three could feature on the genuine.
I
I was
know.
like, if she'd hit her with that, all three of the
card,
gang.
isn't it?
Yeah. So,
And then because Tatum Paxley is a little bit sort of out there, you could say, "You out of your f***ing mind, Clover. Get the attention for sure."
careful, she'll pull your head off.
We go backstage after that, though, and Sean Spears leaving with Brooks Jensen. And there's Nico as well to let him know that title match is set. He's got exactly what he wanted. Out of the way, though, because in the background, there's Ashanti the Adonis and Carmen Petrovich. And
Honestly,
honestly, I love this goddamn segment. They go to talk, but they both talk over each other. No, you go first. You go first. Carmen's like, we did a good job together. And Ashanti says he agrees, but does she mean outside the ring as well? And I'm like,
Oh my God.
it's happening. And they get closer and closer, and it's going to happen. And then Keita Lyons walking past. She says, hey, Ashanti, I'm still waiting for that text back. And Carmen's like, oh, bloody typical. I know what you're bloody like. And she storms off. Whilst Ashanti the Honest pleads his case, he never texts Nikita.
I tell you what I continue to love about this story and how...
love.
Does it even make
Love
sense?
is in the air, baby.
Does it even make sense? I love it nonetheless. It is so funny to me, and I get excited for you getting to recap it and us getting to talk about it. And maybe that informs my biases here. However, Nikita Lyons, I'm still waiting for that text back. And so if this at this point is the character dynamic supposed to be between the two lovebirds, that there's nobody else in this now. You know, it's been born out of jealousy, hasn't it? A bit like, what are you doing going further? And then all of a sudden you just think everyone's out the way. Finally, those two crazy kids, am I right? And then all of a sudden, Nikita Lyons is on the cat amongst pigeons. Or has she? Because did they not win the match when Ashanti the Honest was like, all right, should we neck on then? Like, and he got slapped off basically.
But he knows that she wouldn't go for that. It was all strategy.
So he understands he is gross to everyone.
Except
Right, all right.
Petrovich.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for covering that.
Trust me, I've thought about this in every possible way since I watched it this morning. Thoughts, Sidge?
Would I like this more if, like, he's just putting chum everywhere, isn't he?
Is this Ashanti the Adonis?
Yeah. Wouldn't it be better? It's always sunny there.
Yeah.
Like, Frank's, I've been putting chum up and down this plane. Chum. Anyway, so
I do really love the Ashanti the Adonis character being like, everyone's down there.
I just wish, like, he was more of a. Because I just feel sorry for Carmen Petrovic a little bit. It's like she's just like she's the one person who likes him.
Yeah.
Would it be better if he was like just a proper lady killer? I don't know.
Oh, God.
He's never texted her though. She's read it
How do
as
you
though they've
know?
been going back and forth texting, but Nikita Lyons has just fired off a text and Ashanti's ignored it because he's only got eyes for Love is in the air.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got eyes
not-
for everyone though. That's the problem.
Not anymore. He's changed his ways in recent weeks.
Okay, what's the main event? Is it main? Please tell me it's main
No,
event time.
way off that yet.
Are you joking?
No, we're pretty close. There's a NXT spotlight on Ethan Page, basically saying he's going to win the Iron Survivor qualifier and then go on and win that.
I sure hope not.
He's going to qualify next week, and then we cut back to the locker room, and who's watching this? But the tag team champions, they being Axiom. And Nathan Fraser.
When I'm cleaning windows.
We don't do bits.
To which Nathan Fraser goes, bloody hell, be interesting if he qualified. Wouldn't want to have to face him. And Axiom was like, I wouldn't be too sure if he's going to be qualifying. And he's like, well, why are you sounding so confident about it? And Axiom reveals he is the opponent. Fraser can't believe this. But
What? But I'm thrilled.
I'm through.
well, what he said,
I'm over the moon.
he said, what? You've got a qualifying match. And Axiom was like, well, yeah, after you said last week, do not be bothered about the tag teams, I figured you got a title there, you got a qualifier, I've got a qualifier. And Nathan Fraser says, wow, that is fantastic, amigo. I'm excited for you, unlike how you were for me, of course. Go. And then suddenly realises, wait a second, no, what happens if we end up in a match together? And I could be like, he's behind me, isn't he? Yes!
If Axiom's the fourth, they could put Ridge Holland as the fifth and it would still be good.
So, just
You know
a
who's going to be
second.
the fifth, don't you?
Wesley, Javon Evans, Nathan Fraser, Axiom.
And Obafemi.
Oh my god.
And he comes in at, oh my God, this
Yep.
match is going to rule.
Yep.
It's not going to beat the first Anarchy in the Arena, but it's probably going to beat the second and third. I love the second, though.
Me too.
Memories.
Yeah, just memory man. Bright lights, they're gonna suck my cock. Gonna suck my cock tonight. I thought, look over there. I can't look over there. There's wrestling everywhere. And most of it's good.
Time for one more Chase U segment before the main event. This was great.
Do you have to recap it?
Yeah. Chase says it's the biggest match of his career, puts things in perspective. He says Chase U's never been conventional. In this, we see a wonderful montage of him effing and jeffing and throwing stuff and sacking students and what have you. And, he's been hard on the students, but he'd like to apologise for absolutely nothing. Yeah. And he says there's two things certain in life, Duke. He says, I'm going to give Ridge Holland and Andre Chase University-size ass-whooping. And number two, he's on his way to becoming the NXT motherfucking champion, baby. I loved it. I was so pumped at this point.
I mean, there's three things certain, because the third one is he will definitely gamble away Chase U.
Yes.
Like, that we know.
If you bet on himself losing.
And now he's richer than ever, and he rebuys back Chase U with profit.
No, that's dead.
It's dead.
Okay.
Time to
Trick
let go.
Williams comes out to be on commentary and to watch this main event. And then it is time for the main event. Andre Chase versus Ridge Holland. Chase U on the line. Number one contenders spot at NXT Deadline. The Chase U gang are watching on monitors backstage initially. Holland at one point exposes the floor mats, exposes the concrete, pulls the floor mats up. But Chase comes back with a big somersault senton off the apron. Huge pap to take us to a break. When we come back, Ridge is in control again. It's a gut-wrench DDT for two. And then he rolls out the ring and grabs a chair, and I thought, great, hit him with it and lose. But the ref takes it away, and it's all a big plan to him. Low blow to Andre Chase. Redeemer, that's it. Match is over. Chase U's finished. No, 1, 2. The referee gets pulled out of the ring. It's not a disqualification. The referee gets pulled out of the ring, and Duke and Thea beat the crap. Well, Duke beats the crap out of him. Then Duke gets in the ring and attacks Ridge Bloody Holland, beats him down. They brawl to the outside. There's a powerbomb set up, but then that bit under the podium again has got the...
What's that doing there?
There you go. They go through the bit of walled stage thing.
It's only ever built to get put.
Yeah.
Only ever built.
Ridge and his daughter getting sorry, it's the Ailes, not his daughter, it just reminds. They get a yelling match. Riley Osborne flies in, takes out Ridge Holland and Thea Hale at the same time. Both laid out. He rolls Ridge back in the ring, goes after him, but Ridge gorilla presses him and throws him onto the exposed concrete on the outside. And then Ridge turns and points. There's only one left, Andre Chase. But Chase is up. They trade shots. There's a Russian leg sweep. I was genuinely sat in bed this morning doing the C-H-A as the Chase U stomps one last time. There's a Uranagi. He gets a 2 count. Chase goes up top, but Ridge cuts him off. But as Ridge goes up after him, Chase slides out. Sit out, powerbomb, 2 count. Chase fires up, goes up top, crossbody. But Ridge holds on, catches him, Redeemer. Kick out, Andre. 1, 2, 3. It's all over for Andre Chase and Chase University. Chase is devastated. Bodies are strewn everywhere at ringside. The crowd ruined it by doing the Hey Hey Goodbye song. We're trying to have a nice moment there. But what an incredible ending to this show.
This was hot. Well, it should have been because everyone in the crowd was in Chase U until the bell rang at the end, and then just completely gave up on the bit.
Yeah, because they're instructed to do it.
But that moment killing thing, it's just funny to laugh at the losers now, isn't it? And I can't really hold it against them because they were booked as complete losers. A 3-on-1 handicap situation for the baby faces in which they cheated and couldn't do anything right there. I like this very much in spite of itself. That's what was happening here. I also was wanting Andre Chase to win, not just to keep Chase U alive, but to preserve a deadline main event I might actually be interested in. Didn't get what I wanted. But then it was such a dumb match.
No, it was dumb. It was Ryback dumb.
Riley Osborne. So Chase U were terrible. So maybe Andre Chase is his exit is long overdue here. Riley Osborne hits the dive and obviously takes out Thea as well. And you think, oh no, he's going to realise he's going to stop in his tracks when he's attacking. He doesn't give a shit. He's taken Thea Hale out and he does not care. He's like, let fucking go. And he's like, you think he's going to beat up Ridge, whatever. And it doesn't go well. He sucks. He stinks, right? And then Ridge genuinely has this devilish, some personality for the first time since the Brawling Brutes. Big smile on his face, I'm going to throw you onto concrete. Yeah, get in here. Like that. Hey, you little. And he just sort of really delicately places him. Riley Osborne shapes his body. It's not like a Darby Allin splat.
No.
From that, you could make a pretty violent spot here when you're trying to make your number one contender. Riley Osborne sort of folds up to sort of protect himself, which is fine. And then they shoot it from underneath anyway. They use the Andre shot on the bit where he's supposed to see the floor. Who called that shot? Yeah. Terrible, right? And probably because he was hitting the mat rather than the concrete, and then he sort of very awkwardly rolls, oh, I definitely hurt myself here. Oh, God. If only I'd have fallen inches that way. It just looks mate. And going through the wall. The wall's always built to get
Oh, God, I hate wrestling so much, dude.
Right
Bro, I hate wrestling so much.
Tag team was up on that podium.
Sucks.
A nightmare. The structural integrity of that podium's in real trouble if that wall goes through, which it definitely will. So it was real toilet how it all played out.
So great.
Yeah.
No. It sucked so much. It was hot, but I don't care. Oh, God, some idiots liked it. that doesn't make it good in my eyes.
Yeah.
No offense, man. I was talking about the fans in the Performance Centre. Is it just a total, just relentless series of stupid moments one after the other? I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this. So Ridge Holland goes to do his move. He's like, oh, God, I'm not close enough to rope. Rules Chase closer to the ropes so that you can pin Chase so that Duke Hudson can drag the referee out because the referee has to be closer to the ropes to facilitate that spot. And then how dumb does your match have to be? How dumb does your match have to be if Voice of Reason Booker T, which is an oxymoron, just has to deadpan? Well, that's a disqualification. That's a disqualification. What are we doing here? Rest in piss, Chase U. I was bored by the end.
I thought it was an incredible send-off, and I'm very excited for next week.
With the people who literally wearing Chase U tops going, no.
Yeah, not the post-match, I shouldn't say that, yeah. Post-match on mute, I will say, was a great send-off.
Did people genuinely go off Chase U? What was the deal there?
I think there was just a pocket of fans who just
All right, JBL, the small vocal minority.
Wanted to be
We're in Bizarro
Want to be
land.
contrarian.
That was what it was, the Bizarro
Yeah.
World fans in the PC.
I'm looking forward to Chase Hospital launching next week
Yes.
to look after all these injured people, and maybe if whilst Riley and Thea are being nursed back to health, you
You
know.
can do that on the preview, maybe predict Andre Chase's next career move.
Exactly.
Chase something. Chase a dream, and we'll predict what the dream is.
There we have it. Let us know your thoughts on NXT in the comment section or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch, they can follow all three of us. You can follow Michael Hamflet at
Michael Hamflet.
follow Michael Sidgwick at
Emma Sidgwick.
follow our brilliant producer at
It's Adam Nicholas.
you can follow me at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. As I said, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. In fact, the AW Dynamite preview, which we definitely recorded today, is available right now. Go and check that out and join us at 2 p.m. today GMT for our live stream watching whatever you suggest. But for now, this has been the NXT review. My thanks to Hamflet, to Sidgwick, to Stacks. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.